Welcome back, Imaginators! We've been talking about fiction stories. Remember that a fiction story is something that isn't really true. It didn't really happen. It's something that you made up. And so far we've learned that fiction stories have characters. Remember that a character is a person or an animal in a story. Fiction stories also have settings. Settings are the time and the place of a story. So last week you wrote a story with characters and with settings. The next piece is this: the beginning, the middle, and the end. All fiction stories have a beginning, a middle, and an end to it. Imagine you were watching Beauty and the Beast, and all of a sudden the movie ended with Belle being held prisoner at the Beast's castle. Wouldn't that be strange? It would kind of leave you hanging. You would be so sad. That's why all fiction stories have a beginning, a middle, and an end. So you know what happens at the end and you're not sad and it's not leaving you hanging. So that's what fiction stories have: a beginning, a middle, and an end. So I went ahead and I made a little chart about the beginning, middle, and end of The Lion Inside. So you can see right here under B, I drew a picture of the mouse and how the mouse lived in a dry, dusty land. In the middle of the story, I drew a picture of how the lion and the mouse got together, and the mouse wanted the lion to teach her how to roar. And then I drew the end of the story when they became friends, and I wrote "Friends Forever" with a little heart around it. So that's the beginning, the middle, and the end of The Lion Inside. Of course, there's a lot more that goes on with it, but that's just the basics. Then I went ahead and I wrote a little story to go with it. It says, once there was a mouse who lived in a dry place. And a character and a setting in that sentence. He asked a lion to teach him to roar. That's the middle of the story. The lion and mouse became friends. That's the end of the story. So today, boys and girls, I'm going to have you draw a beginning, a middle, and an end of a story that you might write. It doesn't have to be The Lion Inside. It could be something that you dreamed up in your own head, your own fiction story. But it can be The Lion Inside if you'd like it to be. But boys and girls, today you don't have to write 3 sentences if that's tricky. You can just write one to kind of sum it up if you want. You can even just talk about the character and the setting if 3 sentences is too much. But the goal today is for you to just draw the picture of the beginning of a story, draw a picture of the middle of a story, and draw a picture of the end of the story. And then write a sentence or 2 to go with it. All right, boys and girls, this is our last day writing fiction stories. Tomorrow we're going to be writing poetry. So I'm really looking forward to that. See you tomorrow.